Ever found yourself just completely drained after a long day,
Oh.
but your brain just won't switch off? You're done with work technically, but your mind's still buzzing with emails, deadlines, all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling where you really want to relax, but you just kind of end up, well, binge rotting or staring at a screen.
Exactly. Just unable to truly unwind.
Yeah, that's precisely what we're diving into today. We've pulled together insights from a whole range of sources: sleep research, yoga guides, lifestyle articles, even community discussions.
Okay.
And our mission really is to figure out why unwinding isn't just, nice to have, but absolutely necessary. We're looking for those surprising facts, those practical aha moments.
The thing that can actually change your evenings.
Exactly, because, like one source put it beautifully, the big stuff like yoga sets the groundwork, but real wellness happens in the small moments between our busy days and peaceful nights.
I like that. Small moments. It feels more achievable.
So we know we should unwind, right? But what really happens if we don't? What are the real costs of letting work stress just spill over?
Well, it's a lot more serious than just feeling a bit frazzled. The Calm blog points out that stress from deadlines and meetings isn't just annoying. It often gets tied up with our sense of self, our well-being.
Okay.
And when that stress becomes chronic, it really hits you physically. We're talking headaches, insomnia, high blood pressure, muscle tension, even digestive problems.
Wow.
And mentally, it's a major contributor to anxiety, depression, feeling irritable all the time. If you don't actively decompress, that stress just piles up. It leads straight to burnout.
Burnout, that state of just complete exhaustion, emotional, physical, mental.
Precisely. It's a really heavy price for not, hitting the off switch after work.
That paints a pretty grim picture. So let's flip that. What do we gain? What are the actual tangible benefits of making time to disconnect properly? Oh, the gains are huge. Really significant. When you manage to unwind effectively, sources like Calm blog and Sleep Station consistently show much better sleep quality.
Right. Better sleep. That's a big one.
It really is. Your brain finally gets that chance to process the day and your body recovers. You'll notice less physical tension too, like tight shoulders, clenched jaw. That starts to ease up. And that boosts your mood, your energy levels. Your personal time actually becomes enjoyable again. Plus, you're more present with loved ones, which strengthens relationships.
That makes sense. You're not just physically there, but mentally too.
Exactly. And beyond that, there's increased resilience to things like depression, better overall well-being. One source even said it helps rewire your brain for peace level.
Rewire your brain. I like the sound of that.
It's not just about escaping the bad stuff. It's actively building a stronger you.
Okay. This sounds vital. So how do we actually do it? How do we create that separation? Especially like when work is literally in the living room for so many people now. There's no commute anymore.
You're absolutely right. That commute used to be a sort of natural buffer, didn't it? That's where this idea of a shutdown ritual comes in.
A shutdown ritual.
Yeah, Robert Walters Belgium talks about this. It's basically a deliberate bridge you create between work and personal life. It replaces the commute, helping you leave your work at the office, even if that office is your kitchen table.
Okay.
And routine is key here. Sleep Station really hammers this home. Your brain and body thrive on routine. Doing consistent things signals that the workday is over. It cements that sequence before rest.
So we're kind of retraining our brains with a new routine. What are some actual practical examples, things people could, try tonight?
Yeah. Definitely. And they don't need to be complicated. Consistency is the main thing. It could be taking a short walk right after you close the laptop. Or changing out of your work clothes. That's a big one. Putting on something completely different, more comfortable.
Yeah, I can see how that would shift your mindset.
Or even just having a fixed time to start making dinner. These small, deliberate acts create that clear boundary, telling your brain, okay, work's done, time to shift gears.
Okay, that makes sense. But here's a big hurdle, for me anyway. The digital connection, the phone, the emails, they never stop. How do we break free from that?
Yeah.
And stop our minds replaying the day?
The digital leash. Yeah, that's massive. It's about setting clear boundaries, both with the tech and with those looping work thoughts. The Times of India suggests something called a digital sunset.
Digital sunset, like it sounds.
Pretty much. Think of it like, okay, your phone and laptop worked hard all day. Time to let them rest too. Setting them aside consciously sends a really powerful signal.
Put them away. Okay.
And combine that with, say, a no emails after hours rule. Resist that pressure to check or respond. That single decision lets you actually let go of the stress and recharge.
Easier said than done sometimes, but crucial. But what about when the devices are off, but your mind is still buzzing, still thinking about that email or tomorrow's meeting?
Right, the internal chatter. That needs tackling too.
Yeah.
Sleep Station recommends doing a kind of mental download at the end of your workday.
Download.
Yeah, spend just a few minutes planning for tomorrow. Jot down a quick to-do list, maybe some notes. It gets those worries out of your active mind, stops that psychological arousal that keeps you awake. Helps sleep quality too.
So getting it down on paper or
Yeah.
digitally, just out.
Exactly. And physically, use the out of sight, out of mind tactic. Put the laptop away, hide the work bag. If you can't see work stuff, it's less likely to trigger those to-do list thoughts. Make your space a work-free zone.
Okay, so we've calmed the mind, put the tech away. What can we do, like right now, in the moment, to physically and mentally shift gears, those quick resets?
Yeah, there are some really effective, immediate mind-body things. The Times in India suggest starting with just 3 deep breaths, really duck ones, where your belly rises and falls.
Not just shallow chest breathing.
No, proper deep breaths. It instantly activates your relaxation response, lowers stress, blood pressure. It's simple, but powerful.
Okay. 3 deep breaths. I can manage that.
And another simple one from a yoga instructor, Honey Bhargava, is just actually feeling your feet on the earth. Just noticing that connection. It sounds small, but it's incredibly grounding. Really brings you back to the present.
Feeling your feet, even if you're just standing in your kitchen.
Exactly. Releases tension.
And what about movement? I know I hold a lot of tension in my neck and shoulders after sitting all day.
Oh, definitely. Gentle movement is great. The Times of India suggests gentle neck rolls, a really common stress spot. And gentle twists are amazing for like wringing out the day's tension from your spine.
Bringing it out. I like that visual.
Yeah. And if you want something a bit more structured, yoga's fantastic. Even just dropping into child's pose for 30 seconds can feel like giving yourself permission to rest.
Child's pose. Okay.
Or there's a lovely 10-minute bedtime yoga sequence from Yoga Journal. Poses like cat-cow, downward dog, forward buns, all designed to release tension. It ends with savasana, corpse pose, which you can even do in bed.
In bed, nice.
The key isn't being a perfect yogi, it's just that consistency, that moment of release. We can link the sequence in the show notes for people.
Great idea. Are there other physical techniques besides yoga?
Yes, definitely. Progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR.
PMR?
Yeah, you systematically tense, then release each muscle group. Feet, legs, all the way up to your face. It makes you super aware of where you hold tension and teaches you to consciously let it go. Really deeply relaxing.
Tense and release. Okay.
And of course, mindfulness or meditation. Focusing on the present. Quick techniques like just focused breathing or the 5-4-3-2-1 technique.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. 5 things you see.
Exactly. 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. It just anchors you right here, right now, away from the worries.
So those are great for immediate relief. But what about longer-term habits? Stuff we can build into our evenings to support this unwinding more consistently.
Yeah, beyond the quick fixes, those broader holistic habits really make a difference. Sleep Station has some great advice here, like a warm bath or shower. It is, but it's effective. It soothes muscles, sure, but crucially, as you cool down afterwards, it helps lower your core body temperature, which signals to your brain it's time for sleep.
Ah, so there's a physiological reason.
Yep, and then there's your bedroom environment. It really should be your sanctuary. Quiet, dark, cozy. A messy or noisy room actually hinders relaxation.
Makes sense.
So simple things, closing curtains properly, maybe lighting a nice candle, turning down the bed. These can become part of that wind down ritual, cueing your brain.
And what about food and drink? Eating late or having that glass of wine, probably not helping.
You hit it. Diet plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Sleep Station's got clear guidelines. Watch caffeine, obviously. Reduce it 3 to 7 hours before bed. And remember, hidden caffeine, hot chocolate, some teas.
Right, not just coffee.
Sugar, too.
Yeah.
High sugar intake is linked to waking up more during the night.
Okay.
Alcohol. Well, it might make you feel sleepy initially, but it actually harms sleep quality later in the night. Leads to lighter, more broken sleep.
So that nightcap isn't really helping sleep.
Nope. And heavy meals close to bedtime. Your body's busy digesting instead of resting. Better to eat later, earlier. These little dietary shifts can make a surprisingly big difference.
Okay, so we've set boundaries, primed our bodies. what should we actually do with this unwinding time, if not scrolling or working?
Ah, the fun part. Hobbies and purposeful leisure. This is where the magic happens. Better Up points out they clear your mind, help you connect, nourish your identity.
Nourish your identity. That's powerful.
Isn't it? Hobbies make you feel relaxed, yes, but also accomplished, inspired, connected. Huge boost for mental health, sense of purpose, work-life balance, basically happier.
So definitely not endless doom scrolling then.
Please no. Sleep Station really pushes for screen-free activities, reading an actual book, journaling, jigsaw puzzles, crosswords, things that engage you differently.
Okay, give some concrete ideas. What are people actually doing that works?
No, it's so varied because, relaxation is personal. But common themes emerge. For hands-on focus, things like knitting, cross-stitching, even building those little wooden model kits.
Right, keeps your hands busy, mind focused.
Exactly. Or creative bursts like coloring maybe with those fancy alcohol markers, or trying Zentangles, those meditative drawing things.
Zentangles, okay.
If you need movement, that short walk after work, or maybe exploring flow arts like hula hooping, gets you into that focused state.
Hula hooping, interesting.
For mental engagement, that's not work learning a language from a fun book, not a textbook. Or something like amateur radio, ham radio.
Really, ham radio?
Yeah, connects you with people worldwide, geography. You can apparently even talk to astronauts sometimes.
Wow, okay. That's definitely different.
Or just reading. A 2024 study actually found reading relieves work stress faster than some other methods for some people. The point is, find your thing. And maybe add a gratitude practice, naming 3 good things from the day.
Rewiring for peace again.
Exactly. And don't forget scent. A bit of aromatherapy, lavender for calm, maybe eucalyptus for clarity. Scent speaks right to the nervous system.
So lots of options. How do we wrap up the day then? Finish the unwinding process effectively?
The Times of India has a lovely suggestion here. Instead of stressing about tomorrow, set a gentle intention. Ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to wake up with?
Shifting from worry to intention.
Precisely. These aren't just fluffy ideas. They're described as practical tools that honor what your body and soul are asking for. It's about consciously choosing a positive mindset for the next day, really embracing that rest.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive really shows that unwinding, it's not just a nice to have, is it? It's absolutely critical for our well-being. It's about intentionally creating that space, those rituals.
Absolutely. It's the bridge between busy days and restful nights. By using shutdown rituals, setting those digital boundaries, doing mind-body practices, making smarter lifestyle choices, and finding hobbies that genuinely light you up.
You're not just escaping stress.
No, you're actively building a healthier, happier, more resilient you.
So maybe the final thought is, unwinding isn't just about recovering from the day you had. It's really about preparing for the life you want to live. What one small, intentional step will you take tonight to honor your body and soul and reclaim your peace?